Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel and welcome to another video. And it's actually the first video of the year, so welcome to another year. Let's start slow this year. This video is gonna be, I think it's gonna be short. Not a lot to talk about except, well, I've been tinkering on a new game. There's that, so maybe we can talk about the new game after the intro. I know, before you go, why another game? I got 2 games in development already. Regulator City, it's gonna happen, it's gonna be done this year, that's the goal. And then we have Gauntlet of Power, but that's almost done. It's like fine-tuning and little tweaks here and there. I can do that in between the other stuff. Regulator City is gonna be the main focus in a couple of weeks time from now. First Gauntlet of Power, tweak it, make sure it's ready to go. And then we'll be working on the next game. But I already started tinkering on it in my holidays. So for the last 2 or maybe 3 weeks I've been tinkering on the next game. Already mentioned I had plans for it on the channel. Space Grunts, a new version of Space Grunts. It's my turn-based roguelike game, science fiction setting. Turn-based but fast. You can play like an arcade game, and that's something I want to keep for the next part in the series. So that's mainly been the focus. Go back to the original Space Grunts and recreate it with all the stuff I learned since then and all the new things and tricks and new gameplay things that are modern and used in the current type of games. Right, here's some gameplay just to make clear what I'm working on, and then we'll talk about how I got this up and running and what the plan and the goal is for this game. So what I started out with was pretty much grab a copy of Gauntlet of Power, my other game, and strip it from everything that I don't need, which is a lot. And then I'm left with the Orangepixel framework, but also the latest version, tweaks, changes and things. I don't really have a copy of the framework. It's always based on the last game pretty much. I just grab that, keep everything that's framework or required for most of my games, and strip out all the code from that game, and then we're left with something new. I didn't strip out everything because I kept the dungeon creation code, because pretty much for this game we're gonna need the same type of structure. Although a couple of weeks into the project I might have made a little mistake there and need to tweak and seriously redesign some of those things, but for now it's working. We have rooms, we have corridors, we have interaction between the rooms, we have secret rooms, we have extra rooms, spare rooms, whatever you want. It's all in there and we get it up and running pretty quickly. I started out with pretty bulky graphics for the main character because the original Space Grunts had these bulky characters, but I wasn't really feeling the look of it. It looks fine and it looks cute and nice, but not the type of thing I was aiming for with this project. So I removed that character and I grabbed Residual's main character and started giving him like a spacesuit pretty much. His animation is one of the best animations I did for any of my games, so it has a lot of animation frames. There's a lot of stuff I can use and grab and pick, and we ended up with a pretty cool looking character. And then I slimmed down that version a little bit for the enemy characters right now. There will be humanoid enemies, but there will be like alien type enemies, although I put myself in a little bit of a corner here going with this tiny size character. It's gonna be hard coming up with interesting creatures and space alien type thingies that fit the size of the character, but I'll figure it out somehow. Not sure yet how, but I'll figure it out. Right now it looks pretty cool. I've been really focusing on making the environment and the setting give a certain science fiction vibe. So how I do these things is I have an image in my head because I'm a very visual thinker, and I want that image to appear on the screen, and then we'll build a game out of that. I have to say I'm very pleased. It's very close to what I had in my head, this whole science fiction type setting, and sometimes you have something in your head and you're going to try to recreate it on the screen and it's just not the same. This time we got pretty close, so I'm very happy with that. Of course, I also been grabbing code left and right from Space Grunts 1, Space Grunts 2. So the turn-based setup, it's certain stages that you have to go through. First the player gets to do something, then the aliens and monsters and entities get to respond to that. Then they get their turn, then the player gets to respond to that, then the player gets his turn again. And you have to go through those steps, which is very different to organize compared to my normal arcade game, my non-turn-based games. But luckily I could grab all this code from the original Space Grunts and it got it up and running pretty quickly. So for now it's been a lot of grabbing left and right from projects to get this up and running, and then tweaking things for this game, and here and there some new graphics, some new code, and slowly we'll be building up a new game. So the whole mission for Space Grunts is the same I had for Gauntlet of Power. Get things up and running as quickly as possible. It's not about creating clean code or creating great systems that can be flexible for future use. It's have an idea, implement it, get it up and running, move on to the next idea, get the main ideas, the important stuff in the game first, release it. That's pretty much what we're gonna do here. I just checked Space Grunts 2, there's a whole playlist for the creation of that game. Was a bit different with the card and the deck building and the battle stuff. It took about 5 months, 4 to 5 months. That's the hotspot. That's what I want for this Space Grunts. Now of course I'm not going to be working on it full-time non-stop because I have Regulator City, which is the main stuff, and I have to do serious game design changes there to make it more fun than it is right now. I have to finish up Gauntlet of Power and at some point release it. There will be other projects left and right that need updates and attention. But the idea is overall that this game is going to take about 4 to 5 months of development. And hopefully it will be done by the end of the year, ready to either release or whatever. I'll hopefully have a demo for this game up and running in March. Right now I think I'm on track. It kind of depends on what I'm doing with January and February, where I'm going to be focusing on. Now preferably I'll have a Steam page up and running pretty quickly, and a demo and some gameplay footage. So I might actually spend more time on Space Grunts in January than on my other 2 projects, but that's just to make sure it's up there, it's out there, and people can see it and start wishlisting it, and we can build up those numbers. So it's gonna be juggling here and there, but Gauntlet of Power is almost done. I'm very confident about that game. In a few weeks time I can just have it sit there and not spend too much time on it. So then I'll have Regulator City, Space Grunts, and we'll see what else comes floating up in my brain. So I'm feeling pretty good about Space Grunts right now. Can't wait to dive into the whole sci-fi setting. Of course I've been doing Regulator City, that's modern times, and I've been doing Gauntlet of Power, which is ancient dungeon times. Before that I had Residual, which was a bit science fiction but mostly just environmental with the planets. So diving into an actual science fiction setting can be fun and interesting again. Been a couple of years, so can't wait to see where it goes. Right now there's a bunch of things I need to sort out. How do I want to do the action and interaction? The original Space Grunts could only aim in certain directions, and now I'm integrating free aim, so you can pretty much aim in all directions and diagonally and all that stuff, but I'm not sure if I'm keeping that. It will require a couple of gameplay sessions once things are up and running. Right now enemies don't do anything. Once it's up and running, I'll have to figure out if it's interesting, if it doesn't slow down the gameplay, and if it's fun to control and all those things. And then we'll just have to build it out. I got a couple of ideas, I have to write them down, but we'll see how it goes in the next coming months. You can of course check all the development stuff on the Discord. I'll open up a Space Grunts channel, I had it secretly there, hidden just for me. It's been already posting updates and things from my Trello automatically. We'll do that every day with updates and stuff I've been working on. So come hang out on the Discord and check up on Space Grunts, Gauntlet of Power, Regulator City. in any other project, and just a lot of fun, and maybe some fish tank updates here and there. But for now, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, hop on the Discord, and I'll see you next week. Bye.